Hello and welcome to It Doesn't Work That Way with me, Kalisha Zachery.
Why are we having to say our names to each other? It's not that we're saying it to each other.
Wait, I mean, we said it to our listeners.
There we go, friend. I forgot for a minute.
On, friend.
And I'm Kachelle Zachery.
Happy holidays, Kachelle.
Happy holidays.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy whatever holiday time this
Merry
is for
Christmas.
you. Merry Christmas. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling inspired.
This is our last episode of the season.
It is.
How do you feel about season 1?
I feel good about season 1 because it is genuine. It is I feel like it's our best that we were able to offer.
I'll do the best I can with what I got.
Oh, I'm doing the best I can with what I got. Shout out Mariah Carey.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what we poured out in this season 1. But what I appreciate most about it is that we got through a season 1 with everything that we have on our plate professionally.
Ooh,
friends.
Yes, friends.
It takes real grit, determination, organization, administration. But no, I'm proud that we were able to pull off a season 1.
Me too.
And let me say this. I'm proud that we came up with the idea.
Yes.
That we carved out time. We have a busy schedule. I know a lot of people say that, but we are very productive over here at WATZS Productions.
Shout out to WATZS Productions.
Yes. And so I'm proud of us, Kalisha, because we had the idea. We've been working on the idea for about 1.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe 2. So we don't just jump into anything. And so I'm proud that we were able to see it to fruition.
Yes.
I'm excited to always join you in the studio.
I know. Shout out to MZ Studios. Yes.
Spider and Michael are awesome.
Awesome engineers.
Yes. And so I'm just excited about having an idea and seeing it through. I think that's the most beautiful part about being human.
I agree.
You can imagine it.
Yes.
You can do it. And so I'm proud of us.
Yeah. So this, as we end 2024, which sounds crazy.
A little.
And you get ready with your loved ones and you're curled up by the fireplace.
Everyone's starting to take their time off from work.
Yes.
School is out. Everybody's going on their vacations, their holiday vacations. The Christmas trees are up. The Christmas lights are bright.
Right. You got your pumpkin pie or your sweet potato pie.
Yeah.
You got your pecan pie. You know, you got your greens. You know, you probably put turkey, smoked turkey, or some may put a ham hock.
Okay.
You know, whatever you got. You
and
got
the greens.
It's about to be the macaroni and cheese wars.
Yes.
Because everybody think they make a bomb macaroni and cheese.
Don't they?
They do, but I can admit this, y'all. I probably had maybe 2 years, and I love the holidays. Kalisha is a holiday person.
She is.
Shout out to
December and all the December birthdays. 12/12/80, baby.
12/12/80. And I'm excited about it. But I love the holidays. So on this last episode of season 1 of It Doesn't Work That Way, I really want to talk about how does it work? And I really want to say it works around spending time with your family. This is the perfect, we go all year. Like, you know, most people out here in this world, we grinding. Day in and day out. You probably listening to this podcast on your way into the office or at the office or whatnot. So I understand. Me and Kachelle totally understand the grind. It's necessary. But I want to just, you know, kind of end this season with talking about what we love to do, which is creating film. We create TV. We create film. We create documentaries here at WATZS. That's our ethos. That's our legacy. And we normally start off by talking about how it does not work. And this holiday season, I want to talk about how it does work. And that's by building memories.
I would agree.
Thank you for listening. It Doesn't Work That Way podcast is sponsored by the WATZS Announcer. The WATZS Announcer is a media brand that covers the amazing emerging talents in the entertainment industry, including movies, TV, and more. The inaugural episode features the cast of Frame of Reference, hosted by Amanda Gaddison. The exclusive interview will be available only on the WATZS Prod YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe for notifications. I love it, Kachelle.
I love it too.
Let's take our family here, our listeners, those that have subscribed, those that's listening for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
This is the end of season 1. I encourage you to go back and listen to all the episodes. Give us the feedback. We love that as we prepare for season 2 in 2025. We're very excited about this journey that we're on. We've gotten great feedback thus far about how it's helped people. It feels really good.
It does. So as everyone gets in their matching pajamas,
Yes,
and they're getting ready to get into the family time in front of the tube, in front of the TV.
Spades is done. They've already paid this game of spades.
Dominoes are put up.
Dominoes is put up.
We getting ready to all watch TV.
I'll watch too.
What's on the list? Talk to me.
You go first.
For me, my go-to holiday film.
She ready
I'm
too.
ready.
She ready.
I'm ready. My go-to holiday film is The Wiz.
Oh, why?
Ooh, so many reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
But my main reason for The Wiz is because, first of all, shout out to the writers of it's a musical.
Mm-hmm.
And the writer of Home, I had to actually look him up because
Really?
oh yes, the words.
Yeah.
I love lyrics, but come on now, the words to Home.
You're a writer, so it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
It hits my heart every single time, whether that's Stephanie Mills singing it.
But it's taught me to love. So it's real to me. And I've learned that we must look inside to find.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's Whitney Houston singing it. Shout out to Sister Ross.
Diana.
But I felt like that really wasn't her role. But that's a whole nother episode.
2025.
2025. I believe that's Stephanie should have had that, but I get the politics. But anyway, The Wiz is a go-to holiday film.
Michael definitely should have had it.
All day. All day. But The Wiz is the go-to holiday film because it's so wonderfully and beautifully pointed out the power of belief.
Yes,
And it took her on a journey. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
It took
you
her
go
on a
ahead.
journey because she was self-doubting herself, and her aunt was trying to get her to say, hey, you got to come on. You got to move on. You got to, the only way through is forward. You got to move past me and your uncle. You got to get out here. You got to get in the real world. And she kept saying, she kept trying to shy away from it. And then she had to be pushed in a situation
Ooh.
that revealed to her that everything she needs, she already had.
Shout out to Lena Horne.
Yes. And so that go-to film for the holidays is The Wiz for me.
I'm already
that's why.
getting holiday tears thinking about
Wow.
that film.
Yes.
Because you can't watch that film and not be
not believe.
Yeah.
And not believe in yourself.
And the babies.
Oh
and,
my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. And Home was always on the inside
Woo,
of her.
child.
It was always on the
Child.
inside.
Convince time to slow up.
Okay.
Okay, so for me, in the lane of Berry Gordy.
Come on.
Okay, because that's Berry Gordy.
That is.
Let's give a shout out to Berry Gordy.
All day. He did
Okay.
amazing things. Motown.
Yes,
I mean,
come on
yes,
now. He was
come on.
doing stuff when they said blacks couldn't.
Okay.
I'm going to say for me, it's Berry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
You better speak. Tell us why.
The Last Dragon. If you haven't seen that film, this would be a
Got the
perfect
glow.
girl.
I see it.
Okay, so if you haven't seen it, this is a perfect holiday film for the family.
Mhm.
This film was my childhood,
I got you.
and it's just warm, and the storyline is beautiful. So, it is about Bruce Leroy,
Correct.
right?
Living in Harlem.
living in Harlem,
Trying to master Kung Fu.
trying to master Kung Fu.
Wasn't
He black.
trying. He mastered
He mastered it
He-
because he was the master.
Yes, he was.
Okay, he was
we
the
found
master.
out
We
that
did.
he had the glow. Yes.
What you say? And
Can we give a shout out to Shonuff?
please, because he played that part.
Didn't he?
Like he got it's so many memorable lines. Once you see this, like, who is this Bruce Leroy that catches bullets with his teeth?
Well. If it ain't serious, Lucy, Leroy Green. I've been waiting a long time for this, Leroy. I am sick of hearing these bullshit Superman stories about the WATZS legendary Bruce Leroy catching bullets with his teeth. Catches bullets with his teeth? Nigga, please.
Like, it's just like, it's everything. And he is a black man mastering Kung Fu.
Come on.
So Bruce Lee was his,
Inspiration.
And he just, he did these amazing things. He had his brother Richie, who thought he was a cornball, because he was very disciplined
Yes.
in his day to day. And then he runs up on his love interest, Laura Charles, from Seventh Heaven. Shout out to Laura Charles, because she was a singer. She had her own show.
She did.
She was glamorous. I will never forget. I wanted to go to Seventh Heaven.
And come on, shout out to the soundtrack of The Last Dragon.
Shout out to the soundtrack of The Last Dragon.
Yes.
Bomb. Great Christmas movie. I don't care what anybody says. Like, I don't even know if the storyline takes place in Christmas.
It doesn't. It doesn't have to.
And it doesn't have to. Shout out to Eddie Arcadian. I believe everything he gave in that film.
As the villain.
He was part of the villain, right?
Yeah.
It was him and then Shonuff. And anyway, he was looking for the master this whole time. And the master was in him.
There we go again.
Okay, Barry Gordy. We shout out to Barry Gordy, because The Last Dragon, and it's Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
Yes.
The Last Dragon is one I would say for people to gather around with their eggnog or their
Have you ever
punch.
had eggnog?
Girl, no, and I'm probably never going to have it.
Okay.
But eggnog, what would we drink on the holiday? We would make something with Sprite. It would be cranberry and Sprite.
Some type of punch.
Okay?
Holiday punch.
And then don't have the cranberry ginger ale.
Come on now.
Because I can see it. I'm ready for the holidays. I'm so excited. Yes. What's the next film?
My next film is The National Lampoon's Christmas.
Girl, holiday. That film is
a classic. Shout out to Chevy Chase.
Shout out to Cousin Eddie.
That whole film is just genius.
Man, if y'all haven't seen that film,
you need to go check it out.
Immediately.
What I appreciated, he was a working man.
Yes.
He wanted to do something grand for his family.
That's it. He wanted that pool.
He wanted to get that pool. He was looking for that bonus. And when he didn't get it, oh my gosh.
And then this is the thing I love about Eddie. Eddie had his back.
All
Eddie
day.
was like, nah.
You working too hard. You working too hard not to
And
get
then
it.
I love when they're all looking at the lights and then you see it, and then all of a sudden, this is just great camera work, a moment. He didn't even know Eddie was there. He looked over, he's like, Eddie, what are you doing? And they had the kids and they was living in the RV. Like, that film.
Are you crying?
Yes, because it's funny just thinking about it. It is just
I love
so
it.
good.
So that's next on the list.
Okay.
Family time around the TV.
Yes.
The National Lampoon's Christmas. What's next?
For me, it would be Home Alone.
All Day.
Home Alone.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
But can we really talk about Home Alone for a minute?
The red flags.
Let's talk about these red flags.
Okay.
I know.
CPS.
CPS down for Child Protective Service. Because
one time.
Not
okay.
even one time. Y'all
but
just
twice.
And I know they overslept and we had to have that moment where Kevin, he went through everything. And I'm not going to bring it up because it's holiday times. And, let's just let that go.
Be cheerful.
He was found safe.
He was. He was. And he was protecting himself from thieves. But what I appreciate about Home Alone,
yes,
it checked marked like all things Christmas for me. My father was from Chicago, so I'm very familiar with the O'Hare Airport.
Yes.
And always seeing that.
And he retired from American Airlines.
He sure did.
Yes.
And so always seeing that, had fond memories for me because during the holidays, I was constantly coming through that airport as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then just seeing that this kid took on this much confidence.
No.
To say, bunk y'all, I'm going to stay home alone.
He said, this is my house. I got to defend it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It had that level of awareness. But what I do appreciate is that when he said, I wish I were never here. I like the element of the story that it came back around that family is everything, even when they get on your nerves, even when they're not who you think they ought to be.
They're everything.
We're truly all we got.
And then I will say, while you're watching 1, you might as well go on and do 2.
You might as well.
I can't vouch for 3, but I will say 1 and 2, when he was lost in New York, and that was around Christmas time too. And it's just a feel good movie, even with the villains and everything. Kevin just went on a wild ride.
And the level of irresponsibility. You just you ain't just
not this Christmas season.
No. We ain't okay. We're gonna keep
Christmas
it light.
2024. We're gonna say she really truly made a mistake twice.
Okay. Okay. So let's move to TV.
Okay.
What can the family watch on any streaming services? First of all, we're gonna do a personal shout out. If you are at home and you're ready for something to binge, we would recommend watching Frame of Reference.
Hello.
And you can catch that on Tubi TV, the Roku channel, and Prime Video. It is something that is binge-worthy, and we recommend you checking it out.
Yes,
it is a WATZS Productions original series.
Written by this fantastic writer. Her name is Kachelle Zachery.
Thank you for that.
And directed by Kachelle Zachery.
Thank you, friend.
And you know what? We gathered a team of people, but all the... our art department could not have done what they did without your vision.
Thank you
for that. Are just everything. So y'all go watch Frame of Reference this holiday season. I'll give another one. Outside of our plug, and it ain't shameless.
No, it's not.
I don't do shameless plug. This is a real plug. Go watch Frame of Reference. I will say what I would recommend everybody take a look at is Warner's or HBO. It's not HBO anymore. It's Max.
Yeah.
They dropped HBO. The Penguin.
My goodness.
Let's take a moment there.
Shout out to Colin Farrell.
My goodness.
His transformation, his version of the Penguin feels so authentic and genuinely real. I am not into a lot of fantasy, so I'm not a comic.
It's not fantasy. It's a comic book.
I think comics are fantasy.
Okay.
So I'm not into comic book characters. I'm not into all
This is true. She wasn't a Marvel.
I was not. I'm not in DC or none of that.
But this is DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Penguin does not feel like a comic book, although I know that's where it's inspired from. It feels like real characters.
You believed Gotham.
Every day. This is the first Gotham I've ever believed.
Stop. Go back to the Nolans.
Halfway to Nolan Brothers. Okay, I'll give you halfway.
First of all, The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises.
The Nolans took...
Please.
The Nolans took the franchise to a believable level.
All day.
So whoever's, concept of the Penguin, it feels so genuinely real. Good. And Colin Farrell, if you're listening...
Okay, Brother Farrell.
Even if they don't give you your flowers, I'm going to give it to you on this. If they don't give you the Emmy, if the Golden Globe, if they don't even recognize
the SAG,
whatever that is, from a storyteller and for someone that really,
he's a producer on that.
Kudos, sir. I am so believing everything that you're giving in this series. And I want to end on this. I am so drawn into the representation of those with special abilities or limited abilities. I love that the Penguin has a limp. I love that his co-partner has a stuttering problem. I love how you are, even in the villain's way, it's a true testament to how both carry good and bad traits. But I appreciate how you are trying to build confidence within the Penguin himself. The Penguin's character is trying to build his own self-confidence.
Because I'm rooting for him. And I'm like, this is a villain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then how it's also transferred over to him, to those that's around him, but he's still a bad guy. But I believe your version of the Penguin is a masterful series. I'm engaged, and that is not easy for me.
And isn't it refreshing that it's not all released at once.
It is. It makes it feel like normal, like regular TV.
It's giving me that. And someone tried to compare his rendition of the Penguin to Tony Soprano.
I don't think so.
See it.
I don't either.
Yeah, I was just like, you know, maybe in stature because they made him bigger or whatever. But he really is doing. Shout out to the makeup department.
No doubt. And
Like,
Colin, can I say something else to Colin?
Yes,
Mr. Farrell. You are proving what acting should encompass.
Ooh, I need you to take a minute there as a director and really break that down.
You are really giving a performance on every single one of these episodes. I am seeing a full-fledged individual in the character that you have created with the Penguin, and your acting is going. You're breaking the fourth wall. I'm sorry, that's just what you're doing. You're embodying not only his stature, his walk, his mood, his tone, his feel. That's
level.
Acting. You're taking us into. You're embodying a whole person, and that person is so believable.
Can I take a moment though and give a shout out to Christine Milotti,
Please.
who plays Sophia Falcone.
Sister Christine, sis, you are giving me, first of all, shout out to this whole team that's behind the series, from casting to directing to writing to set design. Y'all have created a world where I am plugged in. I'm asking, is it 8:00 yet?
Is it 8
on Sunday nights? And that I haven't done that in years.
Since Game of Thrones.
Okay,
for me.
well, I wasn't even into Game of Thrones. I haven't done it in years, and so I just applaud y'all for bringing the craft and the quality of storytelling back to the streaming world and to TV.
Yeah.
So we gave y'all a lot.
Yeah, happy holidays. Please enjoy these films, this television, but most importantly, enjoy your family.
Ooh.
If you're a mother, hold your child tight. If you're a father, do the same. Yes.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go for it.
Anybody that's listening to this, I want to end on this. The greatest gift we have ever been given is the opportunities to create memories.
Mm-hmm.
And we must be so careful to create as many as we can, because when people transition and move on, that's all we got. So anybody that's listening to this, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Enjoy your time with your loved ones.
Enjoy your time with your family. Hold your children tight.
Thank
Kiss your mama.
for listening to our season 1.
Okay, because she gonna sing it. But kiss your mama, kiss your daddy if they're still here.
Hug them tight.
Hug them tight. Call your brother, your sister, even if y'all don't get along.
If y'all ain't talked to each
don't
other
just send a text. Pick up the phone and
no
call.
Group text, y'all. Can we say something? No group text. Will y'all please just pick up the phone and call? Leave a message.
Please. Because I just know the group text things is coming, but I would love to hear people's voices too. Thank you for tuning in and listening to Season 1 of It Doesn't Work That Way, the podcast. We're excited about Season 2. We have some great special guests coming up for you in 2025. We'll be back early January of 2025. Be on the lookout. In the meantime, go back and listen to episode 1. Listen to the full season. I want to thank you for listening to this very special podcast from me and Kachelle. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for being
a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
You know where I want to go.
Travel down the road and back again.
Mm-hmm.
My heart is true.
What?
You're a pal and a confidant.
Listen now.
Mm-mm. And if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the greatest gift would be from me.
Shout
and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Dun, 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 dun. Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Happy New Year, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.